up, you guys? After Show Reacts here, and today I'm going to be reacting to some more Ally McBeal. This is Season 1, Episode 7.
Previously on Ally McBeal.
Do we ever meet interesting single men?
Well, that's because we're lawyers and all we meet are single male attorneys, and that is the pathetic breed.
Who is it?
He's the guy who just walks in from
It's interesting that each episode has like previously on and like continues
door.
on from the last episode. Like very specifically. I don't know.
I mean, I think we just have closing arguments and then it's...
I mean, lots of shows continue on from the last one, but this is like very
He's here all the time, Ally. He's a DA.
Well, yes, which brings me back to why can't you introduce me?
He's coming.
Here? To the elevator?
Lock the door a little so he doesn't close.
How? Quick! That'll do.
You sure you're okay?
Yeah, just caught me in the eyes.
yeah, he's not Tate Donovan, so
Hey, Renee.
Hi, Jason. This is Ally McBeal.
I approve so far.
Jason Roberts.
Hi.
Hi.
Ally and I are roommates.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
His mouth speech is weird.
Unmarried.
Aren't we all? Hard to meet people in this town.
Tell me about it.
Wow, Jeopardy music.
Allie, you feel like getting dinner sometime?
Thank God. Sure.
I'll call.
I never get that.
I'll,
I'll call.
I'll call you this
Do
afternoon.
you have her number?
Excellent.
It's a big, big mistake. If you go home and change before, that tells him that he has the edge and he'll diddle with you.
But this doesn't really flatter me.
He asked you out wearing that. Do you get all pitted?
Elaine
by the
is
end of the
wrong.
day?
Not
You wanna
to
dress
my
up? Dress up.
knowledge. Do I, Elaine?
You know my wife, Robbie?
Sure.
She doesn't like my working side by side with you.
I'm sorry.
She's an insecure woman. I mean, what can I say? And part of marriage is accommodating your partner's feelings even when they're unfounded. I am transferring you to our corporate department. So real estate, we can work that out.
I'm a litigator.
This is
I'm sorry.
You're sorry.
You can go to HNS and about this.
Your wife has an irrational jealousy. I get punished
Which
for it,
you
and all you
had
can say
yourself.
is you're sorry.
To be fair.
I don't mean to be rude,
This isn't
Ms.
right.
Horowitz, but I just really don't
That's not right.
understand.
You know I did
What's
that.
not to understand? I'm scheduled to be remarried in 3 weeks.
Mistletoe.
You meant to say Mazel Tov. Thank you.
No.
By Jewish law, I'm still married, since he got hit by the bus before he could give me the get. Without the get, I cannot remarry under Jewish law.
What if you refused?
You didn't give me the opportunity to refuse.
You
said
can
you
refuse.
canceled,
It's
and I'm sorry.
like it's not legally
Sorry.
okay to do that.
Ow.
Seriously, your wife is talking to you.
It hurts me to think about it. I haven't been fired or docked, just transferred.
It's still sex
The guy has
discrimination.
never harassed me. It has never been a bad place to work.
Still, he transferred you based on, let's talk to the biscuit.
How can this be? This is just incredible.
I wouldn't call it incredible.
A few weeks ago, you wanted Allie transferred out of litigation here.
That's different.
I mean, it's not.
Just
I pointed that out myself.
Pop it.
I don't want to see
I
this.
don't want to pop it. It could swell. I've diminished it.
How'd it go, Karen Horowitz?
okay. I'm not sure we have cause of action,
The
but
hell
at
is,
least the rabbi
like-
agreed to a meeting, and I'm on my way to his temple to see him.
What is that?
And what are you up to?
Allie has a date tonight. I'm minimizing her facial flaws.
Can I set up a meeting?
You may. But first you meet with him again. Establish that your goal is to work it out. You won't be able to resolve it, but I do not want him braced for hostility. Then, I'll do my meeting.
Can't you
Works in mysterious
forget
ways.
about the rule just this once?
Can I forget about it just this once?
I don't mean to offend your religion, but certainly you can make an exception.
We don't do that.
Suppose we could show that Ira planned to grant the get, which he did.
I'm afraid that doesn't help.
Why? These people want to get married and they can't. You know, this is really a silly rule. I'm sorry.
You come into my temple and say it's a silly rule?
Well, yes. I think it is not fair. If two people love each other and they want to get married and they can't because of this silly rule, it's silly. But what if this had happened to your wife? You wouldn't be married. Did you ever think of that?
I'm not married.
And you wonder why.
What? Are you always such a bitchy little thing?
bitchy?
Coming in here, insulting the Talmud, insulting
What
me.
kind of a rabbi calls somebody bitchy?
I'm going to have to
And
ask you to
in
leave.
the
Because I'm bitchy? God has no love
church.
for the bitchy?
Get out.
I'm blotchy. You blotched me.
I did not. I didn't do that.
Oh, no, my face just happens to get red in the same spot that you minimized a pimple. Look at this red spot. Does that look less than not as much reduced?
Calm down.
I
What
don't see a red
calms down?
spot.
I look like Gorbachev. I have a first date tonight
Let me
with a
see it.
very good-looking guy, and I look like a dead president from Russia. This is just rich.
I got a call from the Anti-Defamation
Oh,
League.
see
Did you
you.
go sicko on a rabbi?
Georgia, put yourself in my shoes. This affects my kids. If my marriage is strained,
I
I'm
mean,
not
if
saying
your
I don't
wife doesn't
sympathize.
trust you, then there's something
But
wrong
maybe
in
the
your...
first step should be for
your-
you and your wife to get
yeah.
counseling.
Yeah,
Not to transfer me. This is not my problem.
yeah, that's true.
I've retained a lawyer.
You're not supposed to be saying that.
It's still wrong for me to get punished for your wife's problem.
Yep.
It's
It's
already
your...
less
Oh, God, that's
red.
bad.
It is not. It's just that the rest of my face is more red because I'm so upset.
I'd tell him it's a Rorschach test for love.
Why don't you wear the face bra?
That was good.
Jason, hey.
Hey, Ally.
Look, I'm in the middle of a meeting right now, and I really can't get out of it, but I'm looking forward to tonight. I tried to gently persuade him.
I have been invited to leave the synagogue altogether.
Excuse me?
He said it was one thing to sick a lawyer on him, yet another to send somebody who didn't like men, and still yet another to hire a Jew hater, and to wrap all three of them up in one wafy little package.
He called me wafy?
Oh, great.
None of that
Make
is
it
true.
about you. I'm the one that's been expelled.
I promise you, not only will you get back into that synagogue, I will make sure that you get married. And this is a promise.
You don't have to worry about the get business anymore. Ira died last night, so I'm free to marry again.
How? Well,
Mistletoe.
not good.
Yes, dear, thank you.
could I offer you something to drink?
No, thank you. I actually had a small Sprite in your lobby. It refreshed me.
Good.
I like
Look.
him.
I know how
He's very, like, seems very airheaded, like, not all
delicate
there.
the situation is.
But he
and I'm
is.
prepared to make it my responsibility to see to it that her partnership track is not interrupted.
I find myself deeply troubled.
Well, I tried to tell Georgia that
It would be unfair for me to negotiate while troubled. I'm less receptive to compromise. I'll call to reschedule.
It's so weird.
Is this guy all there?
To Biscuit, he's there. He just works differently.
Georgia, I want you to think very hard as to what you really want.
I want my old job back in litigation.
Please don't rush with your answers.
I make all my clients forget about all their troubles by giving them
Well, hey.
bigger ones.
You got rid of your
Don't
pimple.
try to be funny. I hate myself funny.
I still haven't figured out a way to prosecute them. I guess the object in those cases is jury away.
Well, I did say it's something weird
And the
with
worst
the way
thing
that he
about being a
speaks.
DA is
So maybe he doesn't realize.
sense of futility, I suppose.
Maybe he's got some, like,
Yeah. Get that gunk off your face. Thank God.
nerves that he doesn't realize.
Because
you would notice
You
that.
have a little...
I mean, it's not that embarrassing. I tell people they have stuff on their face all the time. I always,
But,
like, I would rather know
It's frustrating,
if there's stuff on my face.
you know?
It's all one big giant conspiracy.
I mean, it's not that weird. Just tell him that he's a bit of a messy
So
eater.
you're not gonna date him?
I have a thing about first impressions. I will forever see him as salad dressing face.
Ally.
It's not a criticism of him, it's me. I need therapy. I know it.
I mean,
A
if you
big
tell
dot
him,
of
I'm
gooey
sure he'll be
cream
like, oh,
Italian.
that's
It will
my
forever
bad.
be etched
I'll work
on
on
his
it.
face forever and ever.
Not
He
hard.
has such a
It's not.
Talent for ruling guys
That's
out.
like,
You just blew off a guy last week for neck hair.
Well, I
Dude.
wouldn't have.
God, it's the Chandler problem. That's what it is. You guys, I don't know if you've seen Friends, but there's an episode where, like, Chandler, like, realizes how picky he is with women. And, like, there's this woman that has, like, a giant head. And he's like, wow, there's a huge head. Not for me. And it's like, what's going on here? Like, too picky. Like, that's not even a problem. Like, just tell him that he's, like, a bit of a messy eater. Maybe he just doesn't have the nerves, like, down here to feel it. Because I don't know. I said that he looked like he spoke a little strange, like the way that his mouth moved. So I don't know.
You missed a giant opportunity.
I did?
Yes. You could have blotted his chin, a little touch, physical affection, and it's maternal. Guys love that.
I really do want to stay where I am. I'd like everything to stay the same.
And unfortunately, that is the one option which is unavailable to you.
Why?
We could perhaps get her job back in litigation by pressuring him, but it won't be the same. It'd be different from Burroughs' perspective, be different from yours. You'd have all the security of a network executive. That is the reality. The reality of suing him. It's even worse.
How so?
Should you prevail in a lawsuit, and it's my feeling you would, you'd get money. But as far as future employment, nobody will hire a pretty young woman fresh on the heels of a sex discrimination suit. Like it or not, you would be unhireable. That's not a real word. I use it anyway, which should give you an idea as to how severely it applies.
What's wrong, though?
Well, then what do you suggest I do?
Accept the transfer, go to corporate, call a headhunter, and update your resume.
What? That sucks.
Well, it's not the word I would use, but it is a real one.
I'm not going to corporate.
You can make a point for womankind, or you can do what is probably best in your own self-interests.
I want to sue. If it means not working there, fine. I won't sit back and take this.
Fair.
Splendid.
When people are together, or they're about to get married, and something happens to keep them apart, it pushes a button. Now, if I came on aggressive, I really apologize. I just hope you don't punish Karen.
But you came here as her agent, acting within the scope of that agency. Therefore, your actions run to her accountability.
Where do you come up with these jingles?
I must have hit the bitchy button.
Two people want to get married, and all you do is fire off slogans. What the hell is the deal here? If she doesn't get it yet, you lose funding. Is common sense pinched off by that thing on your head?
Did you just say to me something like, is common sense pinched off by that thing on my head?
What?
Going to assume that Karen's hiring of you says something about her. You tell her she's welcome here, and I would be glad to do the ceremony.
I hate it when I don't know what I've done, especially
I
when
don't
it's
get it
something
either.
good. I demand to know why you are pleased with me.
Men are weird. What are you doing?
Hey, John. How's it going?
Unacceptable.
Forgive my snooping. I just had to get a glimpse of your pregame regimen. Not that I learned much. Are you ready?
I am.
Like a fucking fan on
He's in
him.
there, waiting.
Good luck, John. Sometimes he can scream.
I sit here as if to suggest the room is full.
But it isn't.
Next meeting it will be. These chairs will be filled with your fellow partners, people whose eyes you look into more than any others for respect.
They know the situation, but an excellent idea.
My presentation may be less exonerating. My presentation may have the added impact of, well, presentation. It would be painful to have these allegations levied against you before a jury in an open forum. It would be excruciating to bear them in a room filled with colleagues. You hurt a young woman at the bequest of a jealous wife. Your partnership earnings, together with bonuses, totaled $972,000 last year. That's quite a bit of money, Mr. Burroughs. It's only money. So for a man who prioritizes family, money really is only money. So it becomes a smaller sacrifice to give some of it to Georgia Thomas in exchange for your right to spare embarrassment to your wife, your children. You want to dismiss today's meeting to one litigator's technique, you may do so, Mr. Burroughs, but at enormous personal and professional peril. Fortunately, you have a very easy out here. Money.
Can I steal a second?
Sure.
Listen, I apologize for laughing back at the temple. The thing I hate most about being a rabbi is how everyone tiptoes around me. Friends I grew up with suddenly became embarrassed to say a dirty word in front of me. I found it refreshing how you were so willing to be obnoxious. Thank you.
All right.
Anytime.
Would you like to come to the wedding as my date?
Oh, God, no. I mean, what would God think? You showing up with the Methodists? I've been having kind of a weird stretch, and something tells me that I just probably shouldn't date until the world begins to make sense again.
You could have just said no thank you.
This'll probably teach me to lock the door.
Yeah.
Don't get up.
I would, but I'm lacking the words, Georgia. I'm also lacking any feeling in my feet. This happens sometimes when I'm embarrassed.
I hope
I'll
she
be
wasn't
getting up
actually
now. I apologize.
Okay.
on the toilet.
It was good to see you. You might think there's an explanation, but you would be wrong.
The hell?
That thing is giving me a headache.
Relax, Georgie.
Don't usher me. Oh, oh!
Later.
You're looking good this morning.
So are you.
Want to try it again sometime? Whatever. We don't need to make plans today.
Okay.
I mean, he's gonna feel insecure. You need to tell him why.
Don't ask me
All
to
right.
explain that. It's just, No, actually, I am going to explain it. I'm interested. But that salad dressing on your face the other night, the image keeps sticking with me, so I needed to do something to preempt it, and now I have. I have wiped the slate and your face clean. Call me. Nice kiss, by the way.
You didn't seem like he was
You just did
kissing all that much, so that
It
okay.
was so out of my character. I think that's why I enjoyed it.
What a story. I can't wait to embellish it.
I also sense a waning appetite with people who sue who haven't really been hurt.
I haven't been hurt.
You weren't demoted. Your
I
salary
got
is
kicked
exactly
out of
the
my
same.
department
Yeah.
because your wife thought I was too pretty. You gonna argue that in court?
No, I plan to champion it. Because I'm willing to bet that a jury won't hate a man that puts his family before his job.
You put your family before her job.
Yes, I did.
We could plead emotional distress.
Oh, please do that. I would love it. Beautiful blondes, emotionally distressed. You do
You
that.
think I won't get you, Jerry?
I will get you if I have to.
yell
I
at
will
me.
yell. I might even kick your ass right in this room.
All right. Would you excuse us?
No, I will
will.
not
It's my
excuse
case,
you. I'm
my
going to stay
life.
right here in this room.
Please, just give us 2 minutes.
How'd it go?
Good, I think.
We did our part. The biscuit will bring it home. Trust me.
Given their outrage, no, we can't count on practicality to ever figure into their thinking. We both know in the end, you'd probably lose. Yeah, it'd probably look bad. Now it's time to do what we lawyers always do in the end. We pick a number.
Actually, I've come here to ask you out
You just kissed the other guy.
on a
Okay.
date. They say you're not supposed to be honest with men because the truth is so detrimental to their image, but
What the
am
hell?
just
Who
gonna
says
lay
that?
this out. You and I, it's probably like mayonnaise on brisket, but I've decided to make an adjustment in my social life. I've decided to juggle. Instead of waiting for Mr. Right, I'm gonna take chances on Mr. Not Likely's on the theory of who knows. And I would like you to be one of the balls I keep up in the air.
Doesn't sound great for him.
It's taking a lot of time.
Oh, he doesn't like to rush.
Oh, he doesn't like to rush. You know, it doesn't give me great confidence. Don't Georgia me.
I didn't say anything.
You were about to.
$311,000, end of business.
$100,000.
And $311,000.
How
I'm rich. Student loans. Gone. Billy.
Gone.
Kidding. Just kidding.
When you're out of a job, it is difficult to find a new one.
She'll work here.
What?
She'll work here while she looks. We could use the talent, and she'd be able to interview from strength.
You don't have to do all this for me.
Georgia, you're a great lawyer. This is good for us. Helping people is never more rewarding than when it's in your own self-interest. Look there! You just got your first fishism. Welcome, family.
You were right. I have got to start ruling men in.
This rabbi is conservative. He can't intermarry. You do know this.
This is exactly my point. I'm not looking for a lifetime. I am looking for a fun Tuesday night.
That would be fine if you were capable of fun.
Well, I am. Ally McBeal, man-eater. I like it.
You're the one person I haven't run this by my joining the firm.
I think it's great.
It's probably only temporary, just a few months.
Georgia, I like you. I'm glad. Just lock the door.
I will.
Very different from the first episode.
Out of courtesy, she asked. I'm not moved by the music.
They say it's all in the attitude. And mine has changed. And I can tell this time it's gonna last. Maybe even a week.
Alrighty, well that was Ally McBeal, season 1, episode 7. Ally was dealing with, being really picky, and she ended up changing her attitude, which is good. I really don't like what happened to Georgia. That should never happen to someone. Dude, if your wife has an issue, that's on you and her. That's not on Georgia. You need to work out your issues. If she can't trust you, then there's something that you're doing that's leading her to believe that. Or she's just crazy. So you need to work that out. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.